And so we'll take our legs out in front of us and bend your left knee. Scoot this left foot in very close. Now, I'm sitting up on purpose, and I think you should too, because I want our weight to travel forward. I find that most of us, when we sit on the floor, our weight travels back, and then it becomes even harder to twist. Take your weight forward onto your left foot, so there's a bit of a lean, and place your left hand behind you. You can let your hips turn, so your left hip can move back. Raise your right arm, twist, and hook your arm outside of the leg. But then lengthen. Lengthen the breastbone. Lift, 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 lift. And turn. Rotate the belly. Spin the abdomen. And come back to that back shoulder. You could bend your back elbow and roll the whole shoulder back. Take the elbow into the midline. So you're trying to narrow the shoulder blade. Turn, twist, turn your belly especially. Rotate your ribs, rotate your abdomen. And now in this position, you could stay in this position, in this side. But some of you at this point now may take your hand, your back hand, around towards your straight leg. Maybe you grab your tights. Some of you may reach around all the way and grab your thigh. But continue to pull the elbow back, narrow the back body, and turn. Turn your belly and turn your ribs. And then we'll release and stretch both legs forward. All right, let's take the other side now. Bend your right knee. Step your right foot in close. Again, you should try to stand on your right foot. And take your right arm behind, lift your left arm up, turn and hook the elbow. And when you get the elbow hooked now, try to lift again the front. Lift the front and turn the ribs around. Spin the ribs around well. And it's that back elbow. That back elbow can do some turning. Pull the elbow into the midline. Move your shoulder blade into the midline. And try to turn your belly, turn your ribs. The back ribs should move towards your left foot. Try to get the back ribs to slide towards your left foot. And then some of you might take your right arm and swing it around. Maybe grab your tights or your shorts, or perhaps grab the thigh. So continue to turn. Rotate the rib cage around. All right, and then release the twist. And stretch the legs. At this point, we're going to move into what I would call a bind. And so we just worked with the back arm, and normally you wouldn't want to get yourself in a bind. We're going to work we worked with the back arm already, taking the back arm around. Now this front arm is where the work comes in. You see how close I'm trying to get my armpit to the thigh? It's like I want to get the armpit to touch the thigh bone. Then I'll reach. But I need to bend my arm around this leg so that my elbow pit needs to turn. I'm going to turn the whole arm so that the pit of the elbow faces the leg. Then I'll just simply wrap my arm around and try to clasp my hands behind the back. Some of you may even grab your wrist. Let's try this together. So let's start with the left leg bent. Bend the left leg, take it in very close to your blanket. And take your right hand just onto the blanket itself first. Lift, turn, and then raise your right arm, lift taller. Lift your belly, turn your belly, and hook. And try to get your armpit onto the thigh. Let's do that again. Lift the front body, turn, and hook. Try to get as close to that leg as you can, so there's very little space between your leg and torso, if any space. And now, stretch the arm. Reach the arm forward. And you're trying to get this pit of the elbow to face your shin. So turn your palm down first. Turn your thumb down. Try to turn the whole pit of the elbow towards your shin. So that as you walk your hand back, and you may need to physically walk it like I am, almost like a spider on the floor. Try to get the pit of the elbow to face your shin. And then swing your left arm behind, and you can grab your left wrist with your right hand or connect the hands. But lift the front body up and try to move the front ribs away from your left knee. Roll your front ribs away from your left knee and slide the back ribs. Slide the back ribs towards your right foot. Ooh. Now we're getting twisted. Take a breath. And we'll release the arms. And stretch the leg forward. Now, if you're not getting to that bind, that's okay. You can continue to work with just the front arm or just the back arm. And some of you may even connect your hands with a belt. Maybe the belt that comes around the back, and around the front, and you can work at binding along the belt or starting that process with the belt. Let's take the other side. Bend your right knee. Take your right arm behind, just leave it on the blanket for now, and get that twisting action. Lift the left arm, lift the belly, turn the belly, and hook. Try to get in very close to that leg. Lift, turn, and hook. So you're trying to eliminate any space between your thigh and the arm, your thigh and the torso. Now lift your front body and stretch your left arm forward. You're trying to get this pit of the elbow to turn in towards your shin. Get the pit of the elbow to rotate towards the shin and then bend. You see, I like to walk my hand along my opposite leg just to find some purchase. And then take your right arm back. You can grab your hands. Some of you may even grab your wrist, your right wrist with your left hand. But lift your front body up and try to move the back ribs. Try to move the back ribs towards your left foot. All right, and then release. And now I'm gonna turn myself around for this next pose. This next pose is called Parivrtta